All right, this is part 3 of using the AI goal assault and kind of setting it up and configuring it. So today we're going to put in the final pieces to make them assault a goal. So they're going to spawn, they're going to rally, and then on a trigger they're going to go to whatever point we want them to. Now in the map that I have set up for the test here, there's no enemies for them to attack. We'll be doing that tomorrow. But this will be kind of getting the final step of the attack, and then all we have to do is add something for them to fight. So let's take a look at the final product of what this is going to look like once we get it configured. So my guys are spawning. You can see them popping in over there. Now remember, if they're not spawning, double check the destination criterion visibility, because you might have that set to no. And if the player can see the spawn point, they're not going to spawn into the world. So make sure that that's either set to don't care or yes, so that they'll spawn if you can see the spawn point. Now you can see they've assembled at their rally points. They're ready to go. I put them into 2 columns, right? And then I've got my assault points here. So I've got these guys on this side are going to attack over here. This group here, they're going to attack over in this area. So let me go ahead and hit that trigger. There they go. So everybody on the left-hand side went over there. Everybody on the right-hand side went over there. So let's look at the editor. And we'll kind of go over all the pieces so you can make sure you have everything configured properly. So I'm going to go through all the pieces we've set up so far and then end with the final pieces there. So so far you should have a template NPC, right? So this is an NPC Combine S. I gave him a name. You don't have to worry about a squad name. We're not going to use that in this lesson. Under flags, make sure you check the box that says template NPC. If you don't do that, he can't be a template and he'll spawn. So the template NPCs do not spawn. So this particular guy will not pop into the world because he's a template. If you forget this, he will pop into the world, but you won't have a template to copy, right? The other thing we have an NPC Maker. So this is the NPC Template Maker. I named it. Start disabled is no. Number of NPCs is 8. Frequency 1. Max live NPCs is 8. Name of template NPC is Assault Soldier. That's the name of the guy I had standing over there. Name of destination group, Assault Spawn. Okay, so go ahead and fill that in. Nothing on the flags. Apply. These are our info NPC Spawn Destinations. So these are the spawn points that the template maker is going to use. So you'll notice their name is Assault Spawn. This is the destination group. Okay, where it says new NPC name, we're going to put Assault Soldier. This names all the guys the same, so all the soldiers will have the same name. Right? Now, the other thing we have is this AI goal assault. So I named it Assault 1. The actors to effect is the Assault Soldier. The rally point set, we're going to put assault _ rally exclamation, or I'm sorry, asterisk. And remember, this is a wild card, so it's going to stay red. Start active is yes. So this is going to start the assault by rallying the troops as soon as the game starts. Okay. So that's good. Now, don't forget to put down your info node hints for navigation. You're just going to kind of scatter some of these around the map. Now, these right here, these are our assault rally points. You need 1 per person. So I have 8 guys. I have 8 assault rally points. I named them Assault Rally with no space, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that is where we get our wild card from. So the wild card is looking for assault _ rally and then a number or something after it. Now we'll come back to this because we're going to add in the assault point. So this is called assault point. This is where the actual attack is going to take place. So let's kind of zoom out here and take a look. So they're going to spawn here. They're going to run around the corner. And they're going to get to their rally points, these 8 points. When I hit this trigger, they're going to follow the purple lines to their assault points. They're going to go attack those points. You'll notice I have them split off. These guys go that way. These guys go that way, right? So I've got assault point 1. Allow diversion. You could put that as yes. This just means they won't run past bad guys as they're going to their assault points. Never time out, which means they'll stay here and fight. Urgent, we're going to set that to yes because they really want to get here. They're going to try to get here as urgently and quickly as they possibly can. Attack tolerance is how far away from this point they will attack. They will pursue away from this a bit, but we put it to large, and that means that they can, without overriding anything, they can go for a 10-foot radius around this. Okay, so this is assault point 1. And then for the lesson, let's go ahead and put in assault point 2. So same thing, assault point. The name is assault point 2. Everything else remains the same. Okay, so we have our 2 assault points. Now let's go back to the rally points. Okay, so these are the 8 rally points that I had. Now what we need to make sure here is where it says assault point that you have the name of one of the 2 assault points. So we put in this one and this one. This is assault point 1. This is assault point 2. So you could do like assault point right and assault point left, or whatever you want, however you want to split these 8 guys up. But I want you to do 2 assault points, and then on your rally points, okay, on my rally points, each one of them is assigned to an assault point. So you go through all your rally points and you make sure that an assault point is set, and it can either be left, right, 1 or 2, however you want to do it. But if you look at my setup here, I have 8 rally points. The ones on this side go to assault point 1. The ones on this side are all configured to go to assault point 2. Okay? So now we have the attack configured. So for today, we're going to use just a trigger volume to make the whole thing happen. So eventually we're going to use the explosion of the IED. We're going to do that tomorrow, kind of put everything together and make the attack happen. Today we're just getting the rally points set up and get the assault points and get all that tested and make sure everything works, so tomorrow we can actually script in the whole battle. But to test this, I need some way of launching the attack. So what I did is I made a box with my block tool. I covered it with trigger texture. Then I right clicked on the box. Remember, we take our thing here, we make a box, we cover it with trigger. So we'll just pretend this is covered with trigger. You select it, you're going to right click, tie to entity, and you're going to make it into a trigger once. Okay, so that's how we make a trigger. There's actually a lesson on my YouTube channel for creating a trigger if you don't remember how, if you need to review it. It's fairly recent too. I did it just last week as a review. So here's a trigger. I have this set to trigger multiple. Either one will work. I did this lesson a while ago. So trigger once will work, trigger multiple will also work. Depends on your goal, if you want to be able to fire it more than once. So for the lesson, let's do a trigger once. I'll go ahead and change this. Okay, so I've got a trigger. Let's go ahead and name it assault trigger. Start disabled, no. On the outputs, we're going to put on trigger. So we're going to click add on trigger. The target entity named is assault 1, and via this input is begin assault. So what is assault 1? So let's go all the way back over here. So assault 1 is this little box right here. This is what orchestrates the entire thing. It takes all these dudes and sends them to the rally point, and it controls the assault. So this little box here is waiting to launch this attack. So this is basically the controller for the assault. So my trigger over here, this thing, when we add on trigger, target entity is assault 1, that's the little gray box, via this input. So what do we want to do? We want to begin the assault. We'll give this a quick compile. And let's go ahead and reload the map. There's all the dudes spawning. They're going to assemble. So we'll give them a second here to get on their points. It's that last guy. Alright, I'm going to hit my trigger. There's the trigger. And they split 4 and 4. They all went to their proper assault points. Okay? So if you have any issues with this, this is one of those things, there's a lot of named pieces, and they all have to be named exactly, precisely right. So if you're having any issues with it, pause the video, compare the settings of yours to the settings of mine. Make sure you have 8 rally points, 8 spawn points. Make sure everything is named properly. Make sure it's spelled right, that you didn't accidentally misspell assault or something like that. You didn't accidentally put a space in the name of something that's not supposed to be there. So go through, pause the video, check each of the settings if they're not doing what they're supposed to do. And it should work. Once you're done with that, go ahead and kind of figure out where you want the battle to take place. You can let your citizens spawn in if you want and see what these guys do. But tomorrow we're going to go ahead and set up the full battle where Gordon walks down the hallway, or whatever your character's name is. You're going to hit a trigger which fires off the IED, which triggers the assault. And once the assault happens, we're going to have a few waves of the rebels come in. The battle's going to take place in the hallway. You're going to be a neutral bystander to the battle, and you're going to kind of watch the battle happen, and then we should have this really neat scripted battle happening. All right, that is the work for today.